Ripley sits quietly nestled on the banks of the majestic Ohio River. Here, the beacon of freedom shined on Liberty Hill when John Rankin built the first stop on the Underground Railroad. It shined on Harriet Beecher Stowe when she came and heard the stories that inspired her to write the book that became an American classic, Uncle Tom's Cabin. That beacon continues to shine today on our friendly faces as we invite you to catch the very best parts of coming to Ripley, Ohio.
Come along the river. I mean, there's so much going along the river.
And stuff.
Yeah, there's so many restaurants and entertainment going along the river. It's worthwhile, yeah. It's really pretty.
The hills on both sides and the river. It's just so beautiful. I've come here every summer, and I just love it.
I like the river, Front Street.
We have it all.
This is one of the most spectacular spots along the Ohio River. You'll find this continual parade of long barges, tooting tugs, and colorful pleasure boats cruising by. They'll entertain you all day long. It's where you may stop to admire the view, eat your ice cream, and lift your spirits.
The historic part of the town is fabulous.
Ripley, Ohio is a charming river village with a wonderful historic past, especially reflected in the historic homes which line Front Street.
Ripley's architecture can't be matched by any other small town in Ohio. Experts came here planning to put a few buildings on the National Register of Historic Places. And to their surprise, 55 acres qualified, almost the entire village. Still strolling up and down these quiet streets, you'll find it's easy to cover the highlights in this picturesque setting. The oldest building, a row house from 1816, is still lived in, and the others, combining beauty and a variety of architectural styles, are remarkable historic buildings. All 327 of them.
Our Prairie-style library was funded by Andrew Carnegie. It's decorated with rookwood tile and this Civil War cannon, bought to protect us against Morgan's raiders. Perched above the town is our most famous tourist attraction.
John Rankin in the Rankin House, he's just a great man. I mean, think he helped all those people he didn't know. And that back then is just beautiful.
The people of Ripley risked assassination for hiding more than 4,000 runaway slaves, including Eliza, immortalized in Uncle Tom's Cabin. The story goes, Eliza carrying her baby is being chased by bloodhounds and bounty hunters as she makes a terrifying race to Ripley across the thawing ice on the Ohio River.
Celebrating and recording our hometown activities are a tradition here, starting with early photographs, then old home movies. And we save the year's biggest event on video, the Ohio Tobacco Festival. It's always held the last weekend in August, and it always attracts fun-loving crowds.
But if you'd rather not race your bed, Ripley offers bed and breakfast with relaxed charm. The Signal House provides a balcony and bedroom views of barges floating by on the romantic Ohio River. Or how about catching the fun of live music in this elegant 19th century parlor?
And our big claim to fame is the fact that Ulysses S. Grant stayed here. He was only 16 and no one knew he was going to be a general or a president.
We also offer rustic accommodations, from a log cabin on a still pond to campgrounds where you can pitch your tent, or comfortable riverbank sites for your camper.
We spend all of our winter in Florida, and then we come up here to Ripley, Ohio to spend our summers here, and we really enjoy it very, very much.
If it's outdoor pleasures you're after, come and enjoy fishing in our creeks or on the river. We've got marinas for the casual boaters, docks for folks with big boats, and assorted places for those who like to party. Nearby are several golf courses like this one at Buttermilk Falls. Clint Eastwood and Merrill Street made covered bridges popular spots for romantic rendezvous. We've got 6 of them in our county. Food? On the waterfront, we offer cafes, saloons with river vistas, and delis with these tasty views. Fast food has arrived on the outskirts of Ripley. You can picnic in our public park, and even the most sophisticated restaurant in town is inexpensive and casual.
And when you're ready to take a really cool break, come and enjoy the 1950s again at Rockin' Robin's Soda Shop on the riverfront.
There's a lot of antique shops if you're interested in antiques.
More than 20 antique dealers have shops inside this old piano factory. And outside on our main streets, we have more shops filled with reasonably priced treasures and collectibles. There are stores to browse in with unique gifts and items for your home and garden. And our shopkeepers say great service is their goal.
And we try to make every customer happy.
9 West's Women's Shoe Outlet is here downtown with over 5,000 pairs of shoes for women and a few for men, all at bargain prices.
I like the museum. They have things that date way back. They have fire engines that were horse-drawn.
Another highlight at the Ripley Museum is hearing the Ripley song played on the Valley Gem piano, manufactured here over a century ago. The museum features collections of vintage clothing, colorful old toys, and elegant furniture. Another of our museums documents the history of tobacco. Even after all these years, tobacco is still a thriving business in Ripley, with Ohio's only tobacco market, auction, and the Tobacco Museum.
On our main streets downtown, the 1800s are meeting the 21st century head-on. Whole blocks are being carefully restored.
I'm just so excited about what they're doing in my hometown. This is great. Great.
We're also restoring John Parker's home and turning it into a museum. Parker was remarkable, a former slave who became an inventor and a successful industrialist. James Settles talks about Parker's secret bravery.
John Parker is credited for helping 1,000+ slaves move through Ohio through Ripley, then on into Red Oak to freedom.
This 1915 elementary school is being developed into retirement apartments because Ripley, Ohio is a town people love to retire in.
And it's a town people love to walk in. People like the famous world walker, Steve Newman.
But you know, a lot of people ask me after walking around the world, why do I live in Ripley, Ohio? Well, I like to live in Ripley because to me it reminds me of a lot of special places I found out there in the world.
Come to Ripley on the river. You can dock your boat at one of our marinas. You can catch this ferry between Kentucky and the riverbanks just west of town. Welcome to our rolling hills. Enjoy our tobacco farms, our red barns, and our contented cows. We're just 52 minutes east of Cincinnati on scenic State Route 52.
Recall red, white, and blue flags flying from porches? Remember the old-fashioned ice cream parlor? Remember when friends helped friends? Well, that's Ripley, Ohio. It may just remind you of the good old days. It's the kind of atmosphere expensive amusement parks try to recreate. Well, the real thing is right here in Ripley. There are no parking fees. Admission to this Main Street USA is free. Come, catch the river romance that's Ripley.